we define sustainable agriculture in the almost traditional way: people, planet and profit. So my members, the food industry, are concerned about their sourcing, the raw materials they source, and they see that there is a need to improve the economics for the farmer, the social environment, the rural social environment, and the environmental issues as well. But without a farmer, without proper soil, without water, without an environment where people want to be farmers, there's no raw materials for the big food industry, which I represent.
Would you say that it's framed within sustainability, the concept of social responsibility towards the workers?
It's even more than that, I think. It's not just social responsibility, but it's a strategic interest of food companies to ensure that farmers keep farming and that they don't spoil their soil or use water in ways that are not sustainable. In fact, it's quite easy. It started in 2002 already, where Nestlé, Danone and Unilever, quite forward-looking, European-focused companies, but globally operating, saw that their raw materials were potentially jeopardized in quality and in quantity sense. And so they understood very well that if they wouldn't engage with their farmers in the supply chain to make that healthy, that they would lose in the end. So it's their strategic concern to care for their suppliers.
Do you have each now and then field missions that get you in touch with some of the stakeholders of your business that you're normally not exposed to? So notably local farmers who are actually employed by intermediate factories that you contract and that you get your raw produce from.
Sure, if you talk in the secretariat also, but more important that our members do what you just said. So they go to their farmers, even if they are not directly connected to the farmers. As an example, last week I was with Unilever in India, and we visited a tomato farmer and a gherkin farmer, and they are part of bigger projects where a new product, a new produce was developed in India, in this region, which supplied the factory, which supplied Unilever in the end. But they are looking through the whole value chain to create a farming opportunity, so to say, not just tomatoes or just gherkins, but directly in a sustainable way. So looking at a reasonable farm income, looking at the inputs at the farm level, and looking at the community, so to say, also to access to markets. So the example of the tomatoes was also surrounded by creating an auction where even small farmers could bring their produce to the auction and see what the real price was that was given. Where in history they sold products to middlemen and they were not aware of the price further on in the value chain. And now with this auction, every small farmer understands what the price is in the end that's been given to the big companies. We have to be careful. It's not only always the case that local production is having less carbon impact. There are examples of, for example, produce from Africa transported to Europe, which is less has a less big impact as compared to producing it in Europe itself. So you should always look at the science and the life cycle assessment approach. That's one. But you're right. Of course, also from a business perspective, it makes sense to try and do business where you source, try to sell it as well. So it works both ways. Both are part of the way companies are looking at the way they produce. The other question about packaging is really beyond my responsibility. Our platform is focusing at sustainable agriculture as such. I know many of our members who work on packaging and reduced packaging, I heard yesterday an example of Coca-Cola where they include 30% of bioplastics into their plastic bottles to get away from fossil fuel input. I know, but that's not the thing where I can say much about.
What about water management? Can you tell us something? PepsiCo is also behind the group that is working on sustainable ways. So PepsiCo often gets allegation of subtracting water, major sources of water from small farmers who are not into the circuits and into the. So is there any thinking that is going on this?
Yeah, sure. An example is that we recently started a huge project in northern India with 4 or 5 of our members, together with some local regional NGOs, to try and answer the question why drip irrigation, using less water per kilogram of crop, is not automatically taken up. All people here can tell you that there are amazing results when you change flood irrigation to drip irrigation. You use less water, you use less fertilizer, you pollute the soil not as much. So the results are amazing, and nevertheless farmers are hesitant to pick up this new technology. And the question for this joint project now is what is needed for farmers to pick up this new technology on a larger scale. And we are looking at what are the hurdles. Are they financial? Are they technical? Are they tradition? Do they have to do with traditions? Farmers are not picking up innovations quite easily. We are trying to find out what they need to adopt this technology that's proven technology.
Thank you so much.